I didn't know that the words I spoke to my father when I was approximately 3 or 4 years old would be pivotal to how I see pain, how I see the healing process, how I see breaking the cycle of pain and recreating or creating a generational cycle of love. The words I spoke that day in our Memphis apartment with my back turned um, towards the wall in our kitchen. I was facing the front door of our apartment, and my father was yelling at me because I had, for his stance, I had no business telling him what was going on at home. And I had told a relative, his side of the family, that he was abusing my mother. And I went inside because I'm like, wait a minute. I went inside and I said, came out saying, no, abusing someone is wrong. He didn't want to admit the truth. And everybody knows the Bible verse, or at least I should say the Bible verse, the truth shall set you free. And you shall know the truth, and truth shall set you free, is something that we have used, many people have used and have stated. And I do believe that in any condition, whether it's anxiety, whether it's anxiety towards losing your way, the truth is find landmarks, get a map, right? And help you to navigate your way. When we want to know, for instance, I'm working with students, clients, to help them pass their NCLEX exam, and they have the anxiety, they don't know how to study, and the truth is, let's get structure and help you. And you'd be amazed to see how confident through that process and many more that I add to it, that they go into their exam. The truth will set you free. My father at that time did not want to admit the truth. There was a time in my cycle, in my experience with pain, shortly after that, I didn't want to admit the truth. But that day when I admitted the truth, I felt so free. And I knew that part of the truth is facing our emotions and feelings, is allowing ourselves to voice how we feel, what's going on, to be with that anger and that anxiety, to allow it, to look past it and see the innocent child, to see the true us in the experience, to not be mad at ourselves for curiosity and joy and wanting to trust the elder, and excited about life and wanting someone to help us to navigate life, but to learn from the experience and to call on a higher power to help us navigate life, to help us heal from the inside out, to help us to fulfill our divine purpose that we're here to feel throughout this earthly journey, having the curriculum that we have set. That we, I believe, we know what we're here to do. We know some of the things we're going to experience, and therefore we have the people involved that's going to help us to, in the end, reflect the truth, reflect this inner power that created everything. And it's not so much of the experience, as I've stated before, but it's our perception of the experience. So many often we get so caught up in the storms of life, so caught, we allow ourselves to be pulled away, or to circle around in this tornado and this storm, going each and every way, not knowing what to do, not knowing who we are, forgetting our identity, causing blame, shifting blame on ourselves and others, guilt, doing things that are not our true identity, going down paths. But in the end, every path is an opportunity for us to learn about ourselves, is an opportunity for us to become the highest version of ourselves. And I know, we hear it often, and many people think, well, that's just talk. The thing is, I'm not talking just out of air. I'm talking because I've been there. And these points that I share today are some that I've given throughout my entire nursing career, not just observing this generational cycle of pain, but also to taking in the information and sharing what has helped me to heal from the inside out, to put my experiences in a healthy perspective, in our spiritual perspective. And that means realizing that no experience defines me. And it's easy still even today to get caught up in stuff, but you have to sit back and observe what you're going through. You have to sit back and observe what thoughts you are having. You have to sit back and take time to be with nature and to go through your day. Was that helpful, what I said or did, or was that hurtful? You have to sit back and understand that sometimes people who hurt others because they don't know how to deal with their pain. And pain, you guys, can be very blinding to others. And I say that in the essence that we can be so caught in our pain that we don't see others going through it, including our children. And unfortunately, many children are going through the very same things that we have experienced. Either we may be bitter and say, hey, I've gone through it. What makes you so important or so special that you can't go through it too? Instead of having this love outlook that because I have been through it and because I choose to heal from the inside out, I am going to set the standard that you don't go through it either. I am going to help you develop those virtues, that character that projects love, reflects love, and not pain. That you're going to have that foundation, that you're going to be able to see the hearts of people as Jesus. And it talks about Jesus being able to see the heart, being able to see that out of their mouth comes their heart, their issues, their life issues. When people speak negative things or demeaning words or racist or prejudiced thoughts or words or demeaning acts, that's from them. And you are there. Unfortunately, sometimes they can project their pain on you. Someone they can project on, someone they see the innocence, they see the beauty, they see the curiosity. But you can hold tight to who you are. You can change these thoughts that have led to the cycle of pain into more loving thoughts. You can develop compassion because you already have it. Actually, you can pull it out from your heart, because in your heart and your minds, in our hearts and our minds are the truth. That we are compassionate spirits. We are spirits. We are love. We are empathy. We are trust. We are truth. We're patience. We're forgiveness. We're mercy. We're grace, because it is in our Creator, and our Creator created us in His image. That we are perfectly made, wonderfully and fearfully made, knowing what we would go through, yet instilling within us His characteristics to get through these experiences, transcend our experiences. We forget who we are and we allow these experiences to define us and to mold us, instead of us mastering ourselves and molding our experiences in such a way that they benefit us and not make us worse. They make us better instead of making us bitter. Those words, it is wrong to abuse someone. You don't want to admit the truth. We need to admit the truth. Feeling something is different from becoming. We can feel anxious. We can feel afraid. We can voice those things. We can allow ourselves to experience that, but we don't have to become it. And nowadays we are becoming what our feelings are instead of mastering our mind, instead of mastering those thoughts. We're allowing ourselves to become it. And therefore we have these chronic diseases, these rare conditions, because we have created them somehow in our mind. We are co-creators of our lives, and we have to decide, what are we going to do? Are we going to follow good? Or are we going to follow evil? Are we going to project pain? Or are we going to reflect love? Are we going to master ourselves or be mastered by things on this earth? Because that's not the way it's supposed to be. We are supposed to have dominion over the earth, not of human beings, but of our minds, of the animals, the things in our lives, our finances, our weight. Have dominion over those things and not be mastered by those. We have an opportunity to all become the highest version of ourselves, to fulfill our divine purpose, to create a generational love cycle, and to remember who we are. And it is in our remembering that we remember no experience defines us. We are fully capable and powerful enough to weather these life storms, to become the highest version of ourselves. This is Tamika Chambers with Create a Generational Love Cycle. Love cycle. We are here to do just that, to reflect love. So, who are you following today? What pains are you still allowing to cover, to overshadow your gifts, your talents, to overshadow you actually seeing the purpose of life? Until next time, as always, make this lifetime great because you still can.